Hi guys, so I just made a whole video about it, and sadly enough, the thing was a little out of sync. If it's not in sync this time, you're gonna have to deal with it. So, today's a good day because I'm here to present to you, it's already in the title, the Primary Colors album. It was finally finished after a year and a half of hard work. I am so proud to say that when I canceled Story Tales and Long Highways, which is an album that I was going to make before I made the Locks and Bodies EP, you know what, I wrote songs and they just didn't fit, I didn't like it, and I thought to myself, you know, how am I supposed to finish a whole album? Like, I can't seem to write to the point where I'm writing these stories that fit so well together, that incorporate each other, one after another. And finally, I came up with this idea for Primary Colors, and it was just, you know, I had already had ideas for Secondary Colors, and I already had ideas for Motel Criers, and I also had some other ideas, like songs called Rainbow Wax Art or The Lyric Cotillion, but I never made those. Maybe I did, maybe I didn't, who knows. But just something for you to wonder about. So, where do I start? I wanted to start by telling you guys what the song set list is. The set list is Royal Blue Lights, Motel Criers, Primary Colors, The Lost and the Lonely, Listen, You Remind Me, Goodbye Elodie, Darkest Shadows, The Little Things, Sooner or Later, Dancing in a Burning Room, Secondary Colors, Stay Gold, and Glow in the Dark. Definitely one of my favorites is Glow in the Dark. It's number 14. You know, the last song really is meant to blow minds for, you know, the effect of, oh wow, you know, that's the way I wanted an album to end, and I definitely made it that way. I have some huge thanks to do, but first I'm just going to tell you guys how this video is about how the album's going to be sold. Please sit here and listen. You might actually enjoy it. I'm going to reveal some thank yous and tell you how some of the songs were incorporated and inspired, and it's going to be kind of cool in case you've ever wondered, or you're going to wonder when you listen to it. So I'm going to sell these at my school for $7 hard copy. I'm really sorry for the fact that when I sell it on iTunes, which will hopefully be within the next 2 weeks if I can, and I hope that excites people, especially my fans, my great and loyal fans. Thank you so much for supporting me all the way through. You guys have done nothing but keep me going and making me definitely keep this album up. I'm so proud that I finished it, and it's all thanks to you guys. So I will be selling it for $7 hard copy, and having the hard copy is really cool. I'll explain why it's cool in a second. But sadly enough, on iTunes it'll probably be $13.95 because there are 14 songs. And but it's definitely, you know what, I'm not gonna lie. I know this is gonna sound funny, but seriously, this is gonna sound funny. It's worth it. I mean, every song on here has a little bit of a story, a little part of a story incorporated into it, because the whole song has, or the whole album has a story. And when you listen to this, you're definitely going to hear that story, and you're going to think to yourself, you know, you're going to incorporate something in your own life into this album, because every song was written, so it's not just about me, it's about my fans, it's about you guys, and it's about, you know, it's more of like a everybody has felt this way, you know, kind of thing. And I just put it metaphorically in my own means. So what this is, it is a picture of me, and it is beautifully made, and I definitely have to give a huge thank and shout out to my album artist, Milo Miller, one of my greatest friends, and I love him like a brother. And story be told, the picture is called Stay Gold, and I'll explain that me and him were doing a play at my school called The Outsiders. It's a very famous play. I played Pony Boy, and he played Johnny. It's a very famous story, excuse me, it wasn't a play first. I'm doing The Outsiders, and he was just, you know, we had such good chemistry, me and him. We were already really great friends, and that brought us just 10 times closer, and he was already a little bit of a fan of my music, and I wrote Primary Colors, and he said to me one time on my video, I've been so inspired by this, I want to draw something about it. And he, sure enough, we went to IHOP one night after, right after the final show, and he said, alright, Phillip, Pony Boy, I've been so inspired by your song Primary Colors. It's been, you know, just, I love the song, and I wanted to show you. He unveiled this beautiful picture of me. Sadly enough, I had to kind of stretch it. The original copy is really pretty. This is still pretty, but the original copy is just really gorgeous. It's on a giant, you know, I wouldn't say, I don't know, construction paper, like easel paper. It's really pretty. But he drew this, and it goes from the colors of red to yellow to blue, and you know, if that didn't say Primary Colors, then I don't know what does. Like, this this was just a beautiful thing. I was speechless when he presented it to me, and I was so touched because I felt like my music finally like was, you know, starting to get into people's heads, and it felt really good. He was really, you know, he was a huge inspiration that kept me to making this album, because I debated into making it another Storytales Along Highways where I just cancel it, you know, and nobody would care. But really, you know, I was starting to see that people wanted to hear it, and it made me so happy. And it's called Stay Gold. That's what he labeled it. It's in the bottom right there. He said he didn't want to keep his name in it, but I still did. And that's one of the songs on the album. It's based on Pony and Johnny's relationship. When you listen to it, and you're gonna, you know, now when you think of that, you're gonna be like, oh, this is what this is about. And it's really pretty, and I was so happy when I wrote it. It has a really good tone to it. It's very different from every song on the album too, if you ask me. But two other people I gotta give a huge shout out to, my biggest and greatest fans ever. I appreciate them and I love them with all my heart. Lauren Fredericks and Kiana Dunbar, two of my greatest friends. Kiana just recently got a tattoo of my lyrics from Sooner or Later on her hip. And it's, I don't want to see you risk your name for someone who dares to claim that your life is worth 1 mile when I would walk 1,000 just to see you smile. And she got it tattooed with a secondary color line, secondary color set that I wrote, and it's light blue to yellow to green, and it's fantastic. I never imagined, you know, my friends would be such great fans. And the thing about them is that they're not you know, pity friends. They're so honest and upfront that I know they tell me if they didn't like my music, they would tell me. They would, you know, be flat out, don't give me another copy of this, don't, you know, write anymore and tell me about it. I don't want to hear about it. A lot of my friends are like that, and you know, they've just been so straightforward with me. I wrote a song called Dancing in a Burning Room, based off a lot of things, but they inspired it the most. And one night I was in the shower and I was thinking of different lines, and this just popped into my head, and the chorus, and I was like, that's it. That's what I need. That's the song. It was just so simple, and yet it was so complex because he created this beautiful, beautiful melody, and when you hear it, it's like you're in a whole nother world. And in the end of the song, I don't know how I did it, but it makes the coolest little thing. I guess I clicked my keyboard, and you'll hear a little switch off. It sounds like I'm turning off the room in a giant ballroom. I'm turning off the lights, excuse me. I'm turning off the lights in a giant ballroom. You can't turn off a room. And it, you know, listening to that, and then it goes into another song. It's just like, wow, you know, you gotta wake up because you were so into a trance with that song. You know, it's just, the album came out so great. Another person I definitely have to thank, the two last songs that I wrote for the album were The Lost and Lonely and Sooner or Later, were inspired by my beautiful and wonderful girlfriend, Christine. And, you know, I couldn't imagine having two of the songs that I was going to put on there that just didn't, you know, reach my heart. They didn't push out into the album. And I was like, you know, I need something else. I kept thinking to myself, I need something. And then she came in, you know, she came into my mind, and a lot of things went really well with us, and I started to grow with more inspiration, and she inspired me, and I felt, that's actually who I'm talking about in the Lost and the Lonely video I made. If you don't like the videos that I make, you'll probably like this album a lot more, because it really does have a different sound from my videos. Of course, I record with this beautiful microphone my dad got me, and I put a year and a half's work into this, and you can definitely hear it when you listen to it. So don't think, oh, you know, oh, this is just the same crap that Phillip put out last time. It's not anything like that. This is very different. Every song has a unique touch and character to it. You know, even starting from Royal Blue Lights, like it's just an intro, and it is beautiful, and it makes you feel like you're a kid again. And then it's more of like it's a free mind song, because at one point you don't have any issues, and it goes, you know, it's my own story. It's, you know, I have to thank a lot of people. My friend Brittany, I have to thank her. I have to thank my family. I have to thank so many people for making this album possible, to encourage me to keep going, to make it. And the whole time I wrote it, I couldn't imagine putting any other song in any other place. Like, you know, when I think about it, and when I was writing these songs, I kept thinking, you know, does this belong here? Does this belong there? What was the set list going to be like? What's the order I want to put it in? And you know what? It's so funny, because it came so naturally to me. After a while, I knew exactly where I wanted to put things. And it's an amazing, it was an amazing experience writing this. And currently, I'm going to, you can see that, it says little primary colors, and then if you get a hard copy, I'm not famous. I'm hoping I get discovered or something maybe with this CD, because I really think I could go somewhere one day. But because this album I worked so hard on, came out so differently than I thought it would. It came out even more with a sound that I would have never expected for myself. I signed the back, so if I ever do get famous, then I guess that'll be really cool to have, because you'll think, oh yeah, I was with that guy in high school. I remember that. Or if you buy the album on iTunes, you can be like, oh yeah, I bought that before he was even famous or something. Which I hope one day that's possible for me to see, like those lyrics on Tumblr with, in the sky, and it says like a little sooner or later message or a little goodbye Elodie. Definitely one of my favorite lines from the whole album is, "This heart is a broken cage and everything I love escapes." And, the lyrics and the songs, every one of them has a very, 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 very complex touch to them. Nothing was written just with no purpose. Everything has a purpose. Some of it was written from my mind, some of it from my heart. You can't write every song with your heart, or else it'll always come out like a love song, and I don't do that. So I want to thank everyone for making this album possible. You guys have been the best fan base I could ever wish for. I have had so many great supporters and so many great friends who have just carried out this whole mission for me to finish this album. And when I finished it, I am nothing but proud to say that tomorrow, well, really today, I was able to say that it's finished. And tomorrow, hopefully, I'll be able to sell some of these. Thank you so much, everyone, for making this album possible and supporting me with my music. And, I didn't always have a dream of being a musician. In fact, I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I still want to probably go to college and stuff and, do my thing. But in the meantime, this is what I'm striving for as I get older. And maybe one day somebody on YouTube will message me and say that, he likes this and he wants to bring me down to Manhattan. And I hope it's Ben Gibbard from Death Cab for Cutie. Fingers crossed he hears my music one day and he's just like, you know what? I like that. I like that shit. Excuse me. I like that. Come on down, we're going to record. And I'll be like, well, Ben, okay, yeah. And I'd ask him about every single song he has, because I would just be obsessed. Anyway, thank you, everyone. Oh, by the way, major shout-outs to Coldplay, Death Cab for Cutie, Circa Survive, and the Beatles. Huge inspirations on this album, ever since I started working on Primary Colors. Just saying. A lot of my friends say you can hear a lot of the sounds, and you can tell that I was inspired by different things. But thank you everyone for being such great supporters. I love you guys. And hopefully on iTunes within the next 2 weeks it'll be on sale. And gosh, I wish I knew what else to say. Luckily I have 15 minutes to make YouTube videos. If you sat through all this, I really appreciate you guys sitting here listening to me blab off. But I had a lot of thanks and a lot of hope for this album. So thank you everyone for everything. And I hope you guys enjoy Primary Colors. Alright, see you guys later.